Welcome back to the Taylor Beach Experience. I'm your boy as usual, and I want to talk about a specific type of people that you should never associate yourself with. And I've met a person like this, maybe even two, but I'll only share one story, and then I'll share another story. And you'll see there is a correlation between these two. We're going to talk about the kind of people that you want to fucking avoid. Like, highest of all, there's like fake people who do really, really bad things that don't align with your values at all. And there's people who take your hope away, take your dreams and aspirations away. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the crab in a bucket, like, metaphor. Put a bunch of crabs in a bucket, only a few of them can get out. It's a fucking bucket. They can't crawl up the sides. They're crabs. They can crawl on their side, but not up the sides. And when the crabs at the bottom see the crabs at the top that can get away, that can try and clamber over, they snip their legs off. They restrain them backward. They pin them down. They try and get on top. Because they can't get out of spite, they keep the other crabs in the same fucking world. That can be the exact same for a human, as you're about to find out. So this was probably like October, November, I want to say. And I was watching this. It was like some inspirational video. I don't know. I chanced across it. But it was for like the UFC. All these awesome moments and trying to hype someone up to be a UFC fighter if that was their dream. And one of the comments was this person. I don't know if it was a response or just a full comment. It was like, guys, remember, oftentimes if this is your goal or something shit like that, you're going to be the guy who's on the opposite end of the punches. You're going to be the guy who's knocked out, submitted in the first round, body beaten down, not making a ton of money. And I was like, man, that was kind of a fear of mine for a while if I became a fighter. And when I fight, I don't want to get knocked the fuck out. And that's normal. That's just the normal fucking fear that fighters have. And I looked at the replies, and it really, really startled me to be like, oh yeah, this is the example I was telling you guys. This is the fucking guy who's trying to take all your hope and your dreams away. Everyone was like, man, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Don't ever listen to this guy. He's trying to take you away from your dreams and your aspirations. If you want to be a UFC fighter, and with all the CTE involved and the glory involved, go for it. Go for it. I wholly agree. I'm gonna be kind of people who you might meet in real life. We're gonna do this, and this is gonna be the final story. I was playing a video game a while ago. It was probably 2 years or more ago. Oh, wow. And I was playing. It was near New Year's, or it might have been during New Year's. I was playing a video game with two friends of mine. Only one of them I actually talk to anymore. And I know one of my friends was kind of a Debbie Downer sometimes. He's a bum. He just plays video games all fucking day. But that's kind of what I did too before I started having self-improvement. And I was telling a little bit. We were talking about making money or some shit. I don't know. I don't remember how the conversation came into, but we were talking about money. We were playing a fun game. And there's the three of us. And I was like, man, yeah, I let slip some of my goals. I let slip I want to be making a shit ton of money, $10K a month minimum. I want to be able to work from anywhere around the world. I want to be on my fucking grind. And he was like, man, push up nerdy glasses, because he actually does have glasses. So you can almost kind of imagine. He was like, man, fuck that. He was like, you're just going to burn yourself out on this grind set. You're just going to lose it all. You're just not even going to make it in the first place. Just get a job like everyone else. Ooh. Especially that last part, I was like, man, who the fuck am I associating with? This is someone that I considered to be a friend in the past, and we've grown distant, but I'm still talking to this guy every time at lunch. And he's not really my fucking boy, definitely not, but I'll consider him a friend, yeah. And I was like, holy shit, I'm still surrounded by this guy. I still play video games with this guy. What the fuck am I doing? This is a guy who's got the complete opposite end of my goals. In fact, not only does he not want my goals, but he doesn't even want to see me go through with my goals. This is the kind of guy who's going to be speaking back to me. If I turn this guy for advice, he's going to give me advice that's going to turn out for the worse for me. Crabs in a bucket. See, I don't think he has hope. in his future. I don't think he has hope, and I think he's trying to snip away that hope. And the person in the first example, the YouTube comment on the UFC video, I think maybe he wanted to be a fighter too, but he's trying to snip the hope away from other people. Because hope is a great thing. Hope and motivation is things that can change your fucking life. Now, there are times when you shouldn't have hope. I'll say that. There are times when hope, like any other kind of feeling, emotion, can work on your opposite. It can be actually detrimental. And I made a video about that in the past. And not to rely on hope, but I do believe in hope. I do. And I'm just saying hope so much that it sounds like hope. It sounds weird now to say hope. And I do believe in hope. I want to tell you guys the final story. When I first started self-improvement, when I first found a Hamza video that changed my life, shout out Hamza. I came across that video, and somewhere along the lines, like I felt like a third eye opened within me. I was like, oh my God. If you asked me a few years before, I remember in 8th grade, my girlfriend at the time, 8th grade, so girlfriend at the time, asked me like, hey, what do you see yourself in 10 years? Classic question. I said, hanging from a rope in a motel lobby, or hanging from a belt in a motel lobby, even though kind of motel room would make more sense, but I think I said lobby. Yeah, hanging from my belt in a motel room or lobby, or in a motel. Whatever the fuck I said, it was something along those lines. I think I said lobby. And I held that belief for a while until I had that hope spring into me. I wasn't even depressed. I was just like, ugh, that's probably what's happening, because I don't want to work a fucking job. Like, I don't want to slave myself away for all this amount of time and just live, like, depressed. Like, I don't know. And when the hope from the self-improvement video finally came into me, I was like, oh my God. Instead of dreaming about the life I want to live and the woman I can meet and all this stuff and all the lives I can change and all the goodness that I can do, instead of just dreaming about that, man, I can actually be there. Man, I can actually be doing that. It's going to take a lot of work, and it's going to take more work than I've ever done before. But I could. If I really, really worked hard on it, I could be there. I could get the body that I want. I could get fucking ripped and get a ton of bitches, because that's what I was learning about all the time. Like, low-key, yeah. Part of my motivation was like hoes on each side of my arm. Now, of course, that changed to be more so for myself and see my own growth. You know, I'm thankful for that. And I just want to say, like, if you ever have someone in your life that maybe you're friends with, you're still friends with, that's kind of this Debbie Downer trying to bring you and your goals down, trying to snip your legs off if you try and climb out of this bucket of despair. Let me tell you, as someone who's cut off, everyone in my life who's had a little bit of that in them, as someone who's done that, it is so fucking worth it. You should not be surrounding yourself by people who have that. If you want self-improvement, if you have goals, if you have ambition, that is the exact opposite. You should be surrounding yourself with people who have the opposite traits. You should be surrounding yourself with people who have ambition, who have intuition, who have this drive to just go get the fucking work done and go change their lives, rather than, just get a job and just be like everyone else. Fuck the mob. Fuck how everyone else is thinking. Don't be like that. As a standard I'm holding for you guys, don't be like everyone else. Everyone else, they have that shitty friend. They're going to stay with that friend. Can you imagine the horror on your future self if you're in a wedding, if you're at your wedding, and that person is your best man? Oh my fucking God. Good fucking luck. Can you imagine the horror of what that man is thinking as he sees your beautiful wife? Why? Because he's not really your friend if he has these dreams of like, oh, you shouldn't be doing this. In fact, if he's still your friend, you're probably not nearly as successful in the first place, because he's going to be snipping you away. If you ever turn to that man for advice, he will give you despair. He will not give you hope. He will not give you a way to, through his experience and what he's learned in his hard way, he's not going to have a hard life. He's got a fucking easy life. Fuck that. Fuck that. That's not a trustworthy man. If you cannot trust someone, get them the fuck out of your life. Look, you either follow this advice or you will later once you make some mistakes. And when the people you can't trust, people that you can't trust, especially with your goals, bring you the fuck down. Take your advice right now. Genuinely. Today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for next week. Screw that. Screw that. Do it today. Be a man and do it today. Be a man and do it today. Right now. Go to that friend. Maybe the friends. The friend group that you have. And even if you got to sit alone for lunch, even if you got nobody to text you, it's going to be worth it. I promise you that. I promise you. You got to go through that period where you don't have as much balance in your life. You're almost imbalanced. You go from balance, but it's bad, to imbalance, to balance when it's good. It's not the friends that you have now versus no friends. It's the friends you have now versus the friends you could have. So right now, be a man. Go to those friends that you have, the friends that bring you despair into your life, the friends that hold you the fuck back, the friends that you don't share the same values with, the friends that in 10 years they're going to be the exact same person, the friends that you're not even friends with. Go up to them and cut things off. Do it respectfully. You don't have to be like, man, fuck you guys. You just got to be like, I can't be friends with you guys no more. I can't be sitting here. It's a personal thing. If you have questions, come find me in person. I'm not going to check my phone. Peace. That's what I did. And you know what? I was kind of like, yeah, I'm just not sitting here anymore. Bye, guys. I did it a little more timidly, and I'll admit it. I could have been a little bit more forceful with it, but none of them came to check up on me, like seeing if I was okay. Now, they did through other people, but they never came to walk around and find me. You know, there was one person who did, and I still consider that person a very close friend of mine. We're not super, super close, but that guy is a friend of mine. Nobody else that I consider to be my friends came to like refurbish that connection. And that's another great sign. Hey, absolutely now, do not associate yourself with those people. So now I'm surrounding myself with people who literally only have dreams, only have goals, only have this ambition, this drive, the things that I represent. All my friends have that. So what do you think that does to me? If the sum of your 5 closest friends represents you, how well do you think that represents me? But that's not the end of the quote, because the quote ends with, show me how you spend your time and I'll show you your future. If you spend your time with those friends rather than real friends, the friends that you could have, the friends that you might have, the real friends who actually have dreams, it's not a good life if you're spending time with those despair-ridden friends. You need the real people behind your back. You need real brothers behind your back. Trust me. It is life-changing. I'm lucky enough to have those people. Like the good people around me now. The great people around me now even. Life-changing. Alright, I'm in this video here. It's gone on for long enough. Those who never do will never know. Right now, you know what to do. I'm in this video here. Have a good one. Peace.